What's up YouTube, it's the Eradicate here, and today we're talking about my top 5 competitive Pokemon from Kalos. We finally made it to the 6th generation. I won't be able to do one more of these for a while until we get some more information about the 7th generation, maybe have a few weeks into actual testing. This is the last one for a while. I'm going to get right into it for a second here. This generation had a lot of stuff that got put into Ubers, so I'm going to include some of that still, because I feel like those Pokemon deserve to be introduced for what they were, or like be seen for what they are. They're really good powerhouses, and I mean honestly I don't consider using them a lot because I can think they're cheap, but I still think they're deservedly in the top of this tier. So I'm going to change this up a little bit and add those two in. You'll see you probably know who they are, but soon enough you'll see. Alright, so coming in at number 5 we got Gudra. Gudra is definitely a big powerhouse, one of the best special walls they added in, and that's saying a lot. Generation 6 added a few other special walls, which is something the game really desperately needed, I feel. After the Generation 5, they didn't really have anything besides Chansey, who really could fill that role as a special wall, in my opinion. Gudra is definitely a big powerhouse, like I said, in this regard, having great stats for this. Gudra has base 90 HP, 100 attack, 70 defense, 110 special attack, a big bulky 150 special defense, and a base stat of 80 speed, which is good for a tank. Gudra has a few options with Sap Sipper, however, I also use Sap Sipper, but that really helps you more on the attacking side. I prefer to use it more of a special wall and rely on a special attack. Blessed with Draco Meteor, which is a great combination with him being stabbed and also having a decent special attacking stat. Soul Fest really helps in this set as it lets you pivot into a lot of sweeping threats, and those sweeping threats kind of get walled out and you can still hit back hard. It's not like a stalling set. This is more of an attack back, or like they call a tank, not so much a stall. For his moves, I chose, like I said, Draco Meteor is a really good option. Ice Beam, Sludge Bomb, Thunderbolt are all good coverage moves. He gets a few other options like Dragon Tail and stuff like that, but I am on a Soul Fest set. You're usually going to run 4 attacking moves as you can't really use any status moves, and Dragon Tail I think is kind of outclassed by Draco Meteor. It's kind of pointless. You can usually want to run a different kind of phaser along with Gudra. So for our number 4 pick, we got Talonflame. Talonflame, as a lot of people know, is Smogon Bird. It surprisingly hasn't been banned to Ubers. I don't think it really deserves to be. There's still a lot of ways to counter it. However, it's earned its right as Smogon Bird. It's a really powerful Pokemon. It has not that great stats, however its ability and move pool is really what makes it and sets it up to be great. So Talonflame's base stats go as follows: 78 base HP, 81 base attack, 71 defense, 74 special attack, 69 special defense, and 126 speed. That's blazing fast. In combination with Gale Wings, its ability gives it priority Brave Bird and all flying type moves like Roost and Defog. It lets it have a lot more utility options, people think. However, its defenses kind of hold it back in the role of a utility person, which is why a lot of people used to run the typical Choice Band set. However, I think it's able to set up Sword Stance against a lot of the metagame, able to switch into like, I don't know, Ferrothorn. It can switch into like Chansey, and they can't do much back to the Talonflame. It has a lot of setup opportunities, and once it gets a Sword Stance up, its priority Brave Bird, it's going to hit like a truck. Like I said, Brave Bird Flare Blitz gives you 2 really strong options, kind of supplements its support attack. You can run Life Orb, Leftovers, even like one of those, the beak item that gives you more attack. There are a lot of item options in this. It makes it kind of hard to tell what it's going to run. Will-O-Wisp is another option. However, Roost and Sword Stance keeps him healthy. Stealth Rock damage is obviously a problem, so you want to have someone who's going to help cover Stealth Rocks with Defog or Rapid Spin. So like Manabuzz is a good partner, like Ferrothorn. As good as Talonflame is, I think Kalos still produced 3 better Pokemon, number 3 being Sylveon. Sylveon was kind of a shock to me that some of the last few EV evolutions were kind of lackluster, to say the least, with Leafeon and Glaceon kind of being alright. They weren't terrible like Flareon is. I love Flareon, but he's like a terrible competitive Pokemon. They didn't really kind of do as well as what Jolteon and Vaporeon have been able to do, even like Umbreon and Espeon. Sylveon surprised me though. Sylveon had a really good role as a utility user. I like using the Choice Specs Pixelate. This gives you 2 really good options to run, and it's definitely deserved this place in OU for a while. So Sylveon's base stats go as follows: 95 HP, 65 attack and defense, 110 special attack, 130 special defense, and 60 speed. It really doesn't have the support or the attacking moves to really run an Assault Vest, so I chose to run like a Choice Specs back when it first came out. I also heard its Wish utility set's pretty good, but I like to use it in the Pixelate. I know more about that set. Hyper Voice, Shadow Ball, Hidden Power Fire, and Side Shock give you really good coverage moves. Bolstered by Choice Specs, and Hyper Voice is going to hit like a truck against most of the metagame, taking out the dragons pretty well, and it still hits a lot of things. Hidden Power Fires like Ferrothorn, Shadow Ball, and Side Shock give you okay coverage. However, Sylveon's main problem with its attacking is that it doesn't have the coverage, I don't think. It doesn't really have a Thunderbolt or an Ice Beam that would really help out. So that's his only real issue, I think. It's a really good tank. You can still invest it in special defense. It still makes a good special wall and can pivot into a lot of the OU threats. Overall, I think Sylveon, it's not groundbreaking, however it's a solid Pokemon that can be on a lot of teams. It's not going to be the star of the show. It can break down some walls though, so I guess it can have a little star potential, but it's really going to be a good solid choice on any team on a balanced, defensive, even offensive. It's okay. So now we come to the two Uber picks that I still want to add in because I think they're just so good. Our first Uber pick definitely has to be Aegislash. When I had first heard about Aegislash and what he can do, seeing some of those early battle spot videos, I was like, why isn't this thing in Ubers yet? And it actually took a decent amount of time to get him to Ubers. His amazing typing of Ghost Steel gives him a lot of like immunities he can switch into. What else? He's just the fact that he has 150 defenses and he can switch into 150 sweeping stats. That's so much you can do with him. You can give him like all defensive, like a toxic stall set. You can use him on like a sword stance up while he's sitting back with this 150 defenses. Full out offensive Pokemon with Life Orb. It's not really fair, and the amount of prediction it takes to be able to like counter him and outplay him. Because if you're going for an attack, there goes the King Shield, and you're down an attack. You kind of can't kill him now. It's not really an easy Pokemon to deal with in any situation, and one misplay against it, and that's basically the game, because the thing's just so strong when it's in its attacking form. Let's go into some of its base stats now. Okay, so basically for his base stats, you got 60 HP, 60 speed, and then for its attacks and special attacks and defenses, basically they switch when he's in attacking and shield form. When he's in attacking form, his attacks are obviously going to be in the 150s. When he's in his defensive form, they go down to his 150s and defenses. For his move pool, I like this typical Sword Stance set with Sword Stance, Shadow Sneak, Sacred Sword, and Gyro Ball. Gyro Ball, since he's so slow, really helps him out. You want to run minus speed nature, minus speed Ivies, and that really makes him do a lot more damage with Gyro Ball than I think even Iron Head. Oh, Iron Head's a good alternative, that's what your team needs. Sacred Sword, Shadow Sneak gives him good DPS opportunities. Sword Stance obviously makes him lethal. He really does so much damage when he gets one Sword Stance up. That's 150 base attack, getting boosted with Sword Stance. That's not really fair. What else about him? Just the fact that he can go into basically anything. He can tank a hit. Weakness policy on him is not even fair. The fact that you can go basically make a mix set then, and your Shadow Ball +2 is still going to do a boatload of damage. Yeah, the 150s are not fair. It's just, it's really not. King Shield, that's one thing I found that says King Shield. I really should have put that on there. It's my bad about that. King Shield breaks the game because the fact that they are then forced to switch, which gives you another free Sword Stance or a free hit on the switch, and if you get the prediction right, get the right move, that Pokemon's probably close to being dead. That's not really fair if you ask me. That's why he definitely deserves to be in Ubers. However, I think the Pokemon above him is definitely still even better than he is. The thing above him, which is Greninja, is just really not even fair because Greninja is able to basically two-shot anything in the game, if not one-shot, because he has so many move coverages. In X and Y, he wasn't cheap. Once it came to Oros, and he got access to Low Kick, Gunk Shot, some more physical moves that helped him beat like Chanseys and like Ferrothorns and stuff like that. It's really not, like, I don't understand why they did that. I get that they don't base it off the Smogon's rules, but even in VGC or, like, the Battle Spot, the fact that he can two-shot anything in the game, that's not really heard of. That's not really fair. It's not really, there's a reason why he's in Ubers. Anyone who says he doesn't deserve to be in Ubers, they don't know what they're talking about. Greninja's base stats kind of look kind of meager, with like 72 HP, 67 defense, 71 special defense. Even his attacking stats of 95 and 103 aren't that good. His speed's obviously great at 122. He's broken. The fact that he can change to auto stab, and it makes him such a good defensive threat. He can still easily tank a hit if you have the right neutrality or resisted hit. His move coverage is unheard of. Scald, Ice Beam, Grass Knot, Dark Pulse, that basically scratches the surface. Other moves include Aerial Ace, Low Kick, Gunk Shot. He gets Psychic type move, Extra Sensory. He gets Shadow Sneak. He gets Water Shuriken. There's so many coverage moves. Between all those moves, you don't know what he's going to run. He could run any of these 4 moves, physical, special, mixed. It's not fair. He can two-shot literally anything in the game, and until you know what set he's running, you're hopeless because he can just switch in and he's special, you see Scald. You might also have Low Kick, not Chansey. Low Kick comes out, kills a Chansey, because he can see your team on like Smogon, or also like in a VGC fight, he sees a team before, predicts the switch, and then he gets the kill. So what do you guys think about the top 5 Pokemon from Kalos? I don't think these 5 are really too much interchangeable. I mean, between these 5, they are definitely interchangeable. There's nothing you can really replace in this list. Avalugg, Trevenant, Diggersby, Florges, they really aren't on the same level as these 5 are, in my opinion. If you don't want to include the 2 Ubers, you could probably throw in Avalugg and Trevenant, or maybe Florges, like I said. But let me know what you guys think for the top 5. Give some analysis on it. Hit me up on Showdown, too, if you want to collab. As always, guys, make sure you have a great day, check out the channel, and keep on Pokemon battling.